The other thing I want to talk about is how many Bitcoiners are up on their investment. We saw a chart earlier that shows about 75% of Bitcoiners are still up on their investment, right? So if you look at, so this was from, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name, but Vignesh put up an article the other day that said, despite bear market, 75% of Bitcoin wallet holders are in the green still. So if we pull up the chart, you can see here that 70 to 75% are still within their money. And I saw another one from Dylan the other day, I believe, that if you had bought in at the all-time high of Bitcoin's price, $69,000 or whatever it ended up being, and you dollar cost average every single day since, you just bought the exact same amount every single day since, that you would still be up on your investment because of how much we've transitioned since then. So ultimately, again, for the retail base, what we've seen is that is the best way to get involved in the asset, to start acquiring the asset, is just to not necessarily time the market, but just be in the market, whether it's every day, every week, every month, whatever. Just set yourself up on a regular schedule, and that way you don't have to worry about the constant fluctuations. You don't have to try to time the market. You don't have to miss out on other opportunities, because ultimately, if you miss the best days in the market, we've seen this with the stock market for sure, you miss out on a ton of price appreciation. So it's much more beneficial, typically, to the regular investor if you just buy the asset on a regular basis versus just trying to time the market. We have another chart here that looks at the long, short-term holder supply in profit and loss. So if you look at 2018, 2019, and then you zoom out and you look back at today, the profit and loss of long-term holders is 67% compared to 13%, right? So you can see the supply held is all the way down at 13% versus the bull and the bear markets that we've seen on this chart. And these things are all interesting because we talk about this all the time. And again, Will and Dylan, you guys know them. They come on the show and they show us these charts. And to me, it's just incredible what we can see from an on-chain metric perspective, right? This is unlike any other financial asset in the world where you can literally see in real time who's holding what, how are they holding it, how long have they held it, how has it moved, how has it transitioned, are they up on their investment, are they down on their investment? A lot of the other stuff is kind of mind games to a degree where you have to dig through data and you have to parse through things and make an educated guess. We can literally see for fact here, 24/7, transparent market, exactly what is happening. And again, maybe for most retail users or most retail investors, this doesn't matter. You just believe in Bitcoin, you believe in the asset, you believe in the fundamentals, and you're just going to continue to acquire it through dollar cost averaging, daily, monthly, yearly, whatever it is. But ultimately, what we've seen is that these metrics are extremely helpful, not only for traders, but average people also, to that point where you're able to tell exactly what's going on with Bitcoin. What do you think about what we've seen with the percentage of people in profit, John?
Yeah, that first chart, it's interesting because it seems like every single bear cycle we set like a new minimum, right? Or at least a new minimum for people that are, or a percent of people that are in profit. So it went from 30 to 42%, then 45 to 50%, then 51 to 60%. And now we're sitting at 70 to 75% of people that have held Bitcoin over the long term are in profit. And that's because that floor price, every time we have that bull market, it seems like we're setting a new floor price when we have that drawdown. And look, people that are dollar cost averaging are reaping the benefits of this, right? They have continuously bought all the way up, all the way down, all the way back up, all the way back down, all the way back up. And it's working out well for them, right? 75% of them are in profit, and Bitcoin has only been above this for 300 days, right? Or 300 to 400 days. So when you think about that in the lifespan of Bitcoin over 12 years, it's keep dollar cost averaging. You will be in profit. Excuse me, not financial advice. So don't even claim that I said you will be. But people have historically clearly been in profit if they have dollar cost average into Bitcoin over the last, call it 12 years, 5 years, whatever metric you want to use looking at this chart.
Someone commented in the chat and they said, DCA hourly on strike, not financial advice. Yeah. And it's funny, I don't know, I can't tell who that is from their name, but someone told us that they do that at the brunch. They said, one of my easiest ways, this is them talking, they said one of their easiest ways to convince people to buy Bitcoin, right? All their friends, they're obviously, I feel like most Bitcoiners get that reputation if your friends aren't super interested in it, that you're like, oh, you're the Bitcoin guy, right? Yeah. And so he was like, yeah, I became that guy. And my easiest way to start to convince people was I told them about everything related to that. And then eventually they just get tired of hearing about that, right? And they're like, we get it. Maybe we like it, maybe we don't. But then he started pulling out his Strike app and he's like, look, I literally buy Bitcoin every single hour of the day. And they're crazy. Like, holy shit, right? Because you just see it, you just flick up the chart and you see he's making purchases literally every single hour on Strike and just dollar cost averaging.
Would you rather do that or dollar cost average like once a day? So if you have called $100, hey, would you rather do $100 at 2 p.m. or noon every single day? Or would you rather do, throughout the day, call it $10 for 10 hours throughout the day?
Well, I don't know exactly how it works on Strike. I haven't done it myself. But I think the general consensus, right, is like the more often you can do it is probably better because you remove some of the time variable. But at the end of the day, like, You do it every week, every month, whatever. Like people do it with stocks. It's direct deposit, and sometimes it does auto buy.
It's directional, though, right?
Yeah, I think as long as you're doing it on a semi-regular basis, it's probably adequate. But ultimately, yeah, every hour is probably better than once a month. So if you can size it down and Strike offers that product, then it's probably a good thing to use if you're a long-term holder and you're not worried necessarily about the day-to-day fluctuations. You don't need liquidity immediately. It's not something that you need to sell. You're going to hold it for a long period of time. It makes a lot more sense. And what we've seen is that the people who have done this for a long period of time have seen tremendous upside from a price appreciation standpoint. But even the people that have bought more recently within the last year or 2 years, when you see the numbers of buyers that are in profit, it's certainly surprising.
Yeah, long-term holders are continuously winning the game, as you call it, right? They've had the most price appreciation because they've been in the asset the longest. So they've seen almost all of the price appreciation that they've seen all the price appreciation that newer investors are seeing, right? So the longer you're in the market, the better it's looking for a market that's going up, right? If you're in an asset that's continuously free falling, then the longer you're in the market, the worse off you are, right? So I just think long-term holders are being benefited for being early adopters of this and holding through all those downturns and all those bear markets, and they're reaping the benefits of it.
Hey you, did you like this video? Great, we make 5 of them a day and post them here on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, and see you next time.